This is the first video I guess I'm gonna post now that I kind of reset my YouTube channel, and I just wanted to, talk about the Backrooms movie, because I just got back from it, given that it's 1 a.m. now, and I started watching the movie at, 9:30, and it was not a good movie. I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt as much as I could. From what I could tell, at least, Kane was trying his best, but I just could not agree with the movie at all. I found it very unenjoyable. To me, it wasn't, like, anything. I'm trying to word it right. Like, the set design was very good. Like, the rooms were very good. Everything was good, but, like, I just, I did not like it at all, really. It just, it, it, it was not in, like, the whiny, complaining way. It was just way too slow. And I know that a lot of people were dogging on people for saying that it was way too slow when it first, came out, and there were critics of it. And I was one of those people. I was like, yeah, you're saying it's way too slow. It's the back rooms. It's supposed to be slow and scary and make you, like, tweak out and lose your mind. But actually watching the movie, I see what they meant. It was not a very good movie. And I don't mean any hate towards Kane, because he could be a very good director. I just, really, I didn't like it. And I'm mad that I didn't like it, because I went to see it with my parents. It's something we wanted to do as a family, and none of us liked it. Because not even hating, it was a nothing burger. Literally nothing interesting happened. There's gonna be spoilers in this part of the video if I even do decide to post it, which, if I do, I'm sorry about that, but, yeah, like, let me just talk about it. So, start of the movie. I was actually very much enjoying the start of the movie, seeing, like, the async dude get absolutely murked by. Don't even know what it was, they never explained it to you. It's one of the problems with this movie, actually. They explain nothing to you and just tell you to go screw yourself with, like, a 20-foot long pole. Like, nothing is explained, nothing happens. You're just kind of told to figure it out, or just basically to leave the theater, because there's nothing going on. I'm trying to think. I'm looking up pictures of the Backrooms movie to make this map, by the way. So, I'm looking at certain scenes, and things like, Clark and Kat and whoever that dude was, I actually forgot parts of the movie, and I've only left it for a few minutes. It was incredibly unforgettable, or, well, incredibly forgettable. I'm mixing up my words out of anger. Um, I'm sitting there trying to enjoy this movie and give it the benefit of the doubt, but when I do, I get really confused, like that one subplot with Mary the therapist and her mom apparently being cuckoo crazy. Didn't understand that. I couldn't tell if Mary was the insane one. I couldn't tell what was happening for the life of me, because there were only like 30 lines of dialogue in the entire movie. Like, have you ever seen something that's so confusing to you that you just couldn't understand it? Like, for the life of you, if you tried. Because that's how I felt watching this movie. I thought it would be something fun and enjoyable to watch with my family, but there was just nothing. And again, I mean no hate towards Kane, but, like, dude, nothing happened. The most interesting thing that happened was going into the pool rooms and seeing Captain Clark pick up the camera, which you couldn't even see him. You couldn't see him until the end of the movie, and you only see him for a few minutes at the end of the movie until he gets his head bashed in. And after he kills Clark. Oh, yeah. Did I forget to say spoiler warning? No, I didn't, but I'll say it again. Spoiler warning. Um, so then, after Captain whatever the hell kills Clark, well, Captain Clark, I'm sorry, I'm very mad. After Clark dies, you get a really, I'm not gonna say boring chase theme, or chase theme scene. I'm misspeaking, it's late at night and I'm really tired, but I just needed to talk about this to a camera or just something. Nothing happens. I'll give you the exact rundown of the movie. Clark talks to his therapist. They talk about how Clark is a douchebag or something, I don't know. Um, Clark decides he doesn't want to be a douchebag or whatever. Maybe he does. I couldn't tell because they don't tell you anything in that movie. Kane told you nothing. He gave you nothing to go off of there. Um, but yeah, what happened after that was, um, he discovers the backrooms after some like power outage or something. I don't even remember. But he discovers the backrooms, and the first thing he does is get his like two teenage employees. Which, first off, get anyone else. Bring your therapist, and she thought you were insane. Maybe that would work better, Clark, you idiot. And then what he does next, he takes the kids into the back rooms, some real mystical Disneyland stupid stuff, and then, well, wouldn't you look at that, they're dead, because taking kids into a very hostile area with monsters tends to get them killed, you idiot, Clark, in case you didn't know, and the poor freaking guy gets dragged down by the pirate dude, or whatever the hell it was. I don't even know anymore, but yeah, he gets dragged down by the freaky pirate, and what does this guy get for going through all of that and just trying to do a job and get paid overtime? You know, making a paycheck, trying to do anything. He gets killed because, God forbid, anything happens good to anyone in this movie. Only good thing that happened was when Clark got absolutely kirked, and I was rooting for Clark. I was like, hey, maybe he'll survive. Maybe he's a cool guy. But no, he wasn't a cool guy. And then, yeah, the two kids die. They didn't deserve it. Clark should have just been the one died, and it should have followed them trying to escape. And maybe the monster pretends to be Clark or something, because it's literally a copy of him. But no, because God forbid we have a good storyline in a movie. And then the rest of the movie is just camera shots of hallways. I could walk into an empty abandoned building by, like, the street or something, get a bunch of delinquents, spray paints it yellow, just trash all the furniture in the building, and walk around and have someone dressed up like a hobo meth head and have them chase me, and it would be a better movie. I sound like I'm being really mean, and I am, and I don't want to, because it was a good, well, no, it was not a good movie. It could have been a good movie, but it just wasn't. There was nothing there. Like, I wanted to enjoy it, I really did. There was just nothing, in my opinion. There were only a few scary scenes. Let's name some of them, because there's only about two. First one, random flashback scene to the stupid therapist, then her crazy mom or whatever. So her mom loses her marbles for no reason, no idea why. I don't really care either, given that the movie didn't care enough to talk about it. And the, like, the house gets destroyed for some reason. So yeah, the house gets destroyed. Only scary scene made me jump and say, what the? Because it's incredibly quiet, and then just next thing you know, a massive metal arm, just, or of like a claw or something, breaks through the house. And that would make you go, what the hell, too? Because it's scary. It comes out of nowhere. but there was nothing. Like, I'm quite mad at it, but, yeah, I'm trying to enjoy the movie. That's the only scary thing that happens. I'm trying to think. The movie's so forgettable. I literally don't remember what happened. Yeah, I'm, like, I'm actively getting very confused here. I feel like an old grandpa wandering through the elderly home. Like, trying to find his freaking caretaker, because just nothing happened. Yeah, I'm... It's crazy. I can't think about what happened in the movie because of how forgettable the movie was. Only scene that, like, looked sort of good to me, was the end credits. I never wanted a movie to end more in my life. I'm sitting here thinking, is this gonna be the end? Please be the end. Because I frankly, the only thing on my mind was needing to use the bathroom. That's all I could think about. Nothing else, because this movie didn't distract me, it didn't do anything, it made me feel like I was just being hoed out for no reason. I really wish the movie was better. It could have been so much better. But, yeah. Like, there's just nothing. It's a nothing burger movie. Get your friends and go urban exploring in an abandoned office building, record it, and then you just have the Backrooms movie if you get a weirdo to run butt booty naked in a pirate costume. It's all you need to do. Like, only cool concept was the still lifes, and they did nothing with them. Just had Clark pull some chunks out of one, act like he's gonna eat it. Didn't even eat it. For some reason, he decapitated, or the monster decapitated Cat, which is one of his workers, which I think he'd have a little more resistance towards, you know, it's one of his workers. He tried to save her boyfriend, or whoever the hell, and he died, and, you know, I think he'd try to save a kid's life, but no, for some reason, that'd make too much sense, you know? Can't have Clark making any sense at all, because screw anything. I'm just sitting there being astonished on how... I know that people don't like how many backrooms levels there are. There's like, oh, it's too many levels. Let me Google it. Come on. Backrooms levels. Images. We have level 0. Level 0 is the only level King cares about. This massive cool hotel, which was in his actual, like, analog horrors that he posts on YouTube, which you need to watch to understand the lore for the movie, doesn't do anything about that. The pool rooms. The pool rooms don't exist. They're just a few random rooms, which are just pools. I guess this level X, there's a single red light in, the thing. Level Fun. Now, this is more of the brain rot zone, so I don't blame him for not doing this. Would have been cool for him to, given that there's the Fun War, which is an entire war, and maybe a party pooper or something could have helped them escape. I don't know. The level Run for Your Life would have been cool. We could have seen actual monsters instead of... Let me show you something. Images. This is your main villain. This is what you're afraid of. Pirate Clark. He's skinny as hell. He hobbles on a peg leg. I could beat Pirate Clark. And my arm is... I could literally wrap my hand around my arm and just connect fingers. And I could throw hands with him. This guy does nothing. He hobbles around, eats Clark. This fan art gives Pirate Clark more aura than the movie did. Wanna know how long Pirate Clark appears for? In this one scene, and then the last little bit of the chase scene before he gets killed. This guy, the main monster of the movie, appears. If you count the parts where he's a silhouette and you literally don't know it's him and that he exists, and you only see small pieces of him, maybe gives him 5-10 minutes total of, like, screen time. Over 2 hours, I was doing this. For 2 hours. Yeah, I went to the movie at 9:30. We go inside. We leave at, like, 11:59 and go to McDonald's. And not even a McDonald's Happy Meal could make me happy after seeing this movie. They unhappied my Happy Meal. Where are the skin stealers? Where are the hounds? Maybe, where's the bacteria? Where's the bacteria? The life form fella, as he called it once, which is stupid. Yeah, where are those? He doesn't want to add them. He created them. What about the still lifes? Can we see more of them? Expand on their concept? No, who cares? Kane's just gonna make them and then not expand on them at all in his own movie. Only original thing he added, by the way. Yeah. And the writing on the walls, which is in all these stupid slop channels and games now. Which even then, people would write things on the walls. It's just logic. Like, we could have went to the Infinite Arcade. No, that one you actually need to go in the games to beat them. I'm trying to think. This freaking level or whatever with the giant stone dude that terrifies me because I'm afraid of water. Clark. Pirate Clark. Why couldn't he have been on that level, sailing the 7 goddamn seas? This cool house that Kane created, if I remember, for the, like, analog horror thing. You can't even see this place. Wanna know the only actual level that Kane decides to show to you in one scene? This stupid library, which I love the reference. And want to know something? Let me try to find it. Oh, this is like the credits. This is like the post-credits
Backrooms is a film that is difficult.
Shut up, nerd. No one cares about these people because Kane didn't give you a reason to care about them. Nothing here. Backrooms movie ending.
A new era of American shipbuilding is here.
These nerds gonna be the next async? No? Then don't show me a goddamn ad, YouTube. If you don't care about these ads, there's gotta be a revolution for my generation to say that the owners of these companies touched us so that they get sued into oblivion and we don't get any more of their stupid ads.
Das ist schon ultra cool.
Recorded history.
Cinema City rip. Okay, so this is pirating. I Same bookshelves. This is where the end sign would be. Random pit. Stupid book talking about the window within, where they were. Most annoying thing, Mary and Clark, they just kept quoting each other. Like, he'd say something about, like, I'm evil, and then she'd say, I guess I'm evil, or something stupid like that. It was so trash. I know I sound like I'm very mean-spirited when talking about this, but I have a reason to be. The movie was absolute, pardon my language, but it was ass. I didn't have fun watching it. I sat there for 2 hours watching what was basically mentally ill people walk through a hallway while saying it's so spooky and getting their butts gobbled up by Pirate Diddy over there. Like, give me a movie, not a. It just made me so mad, dude. People told me since I'm seeing it this weekend to recommend it to them if they should watch it. And honestly, I'm thinking of telling them you should not watch this movie. It's cheeks, because I mean it is. Me, my parents, everyone, like my parents and I were very unsatisfied with the movie. We did not have fun at all watching it. And there's a reason we didn't have fun watching it, because there was nothing there. If Kane put anything there for us to actually enjoy, maybe we would have liked it more, but there's just nothing. Um, Let me fix this. Yeah, sorry if I'm not talking as much right now. I'm trying to make this thing look decent. Yeah, I'm very mad. I didn't enjoy watching this movie. I didn't learn anything watching this movie. I didn't gain anything from watching this movie. I wasted 2 hours of my life on what I view to be garbage. There was nothing there. It should have been someone else directing the movie, and I don't mean any hate towards Kane. But, like, come on, man, you're better than that. You released a movie, which nothing happens in it. And I don't want to be those whiny, crying piss babies that are like, nothing happened, what's acing, stupid therapist. Because I'm not. Actual cool stuff sort of happened. There was nothing there, but I'll lie to you all and say that something cool happened. Um, but like the coolest thing that happened was seeing Clark die, or like seeing the freaking abstract people with, or like the life. I forgot what they were freaking called, and it's an art term. I do art. That's how they're making me forget literal art terms. They're so unforgettable. I'm getting so mad. I'm going over myself, and I'm not a mad guy. I am a sort of. I'm just. I'm not usually a mad person. I'm not usually like an angry person. I'm actively getting tired. I'm tuckering myself out from talking about this because I have a horrible sleep schedule. I go to bed later than this most nights. I I just feel I feel really like angry. It wasn't a good movie. I don't recommend anyone see it. It feels, my dad put it the best when we were in the car. It feels like a rich kid just wanted to do something and his parents gave him the money to do it and didn't care how it came out at all. Because this is what the movie was the entire time. Let me get some extra walls over here just so that you could feel how walled off and lazy it was. Just a nothing burger of a movie. You know, I'm gonna be anti Bob Ross. Let's make this happy little accident something special, shall we? And because that's what this movie was, a happy little accident. And I have friends who genuinely enjoyed the movie, and I feel bad talking about it like this, because, like, they're gonna be kind of sad, like, hey, dude, why didn't you like it? Which I understand. Like, if a movie sucks, I must say, this movie was trash. Yeah, like, instead of 6 cruel hours for that stupid school rhyme that all the idiots use, it's 2 wasted hours of my life, because nothing happened here. This is what the movie was. Just this. And then because for some reason. Then here's our good old Captain Clark. Not gonna. Yeah, that's a very not nice name. Yeah, there we go. Not gonna use a color called rust brown to describe someone. I have standards. Like, the best way I could describe this guy was, like, it's just trash. I hate dogging on this movie because I literally feel bad for wanting to see it with my parents. Like, I feel bad and ashamed of myself for thinking this movie could have been good. I feel like it was a mistake to walk into that theater. It was not a good movie. And I don't like sounding like a whiny little piss baby. But the movie just sucked, man. I can't, in my good conscience, call it a good movie. I felt like I was walking and just watching through like 2 hours of just footage of a homeless dude's meth trip in an IKEA. Go to the gas station, buy some weed off a crackhead, and then go tweak in an IKEA, and you'll get the same exact experience that you would watching the Backrooms movie. And I'm not exaggerating. If you literally just take hallucinogenics or something and walk into an IKEA, you'll be seeing Captain Clark too, bro. This is all that the movie was. Oh, wait. You stupid. You're not gonna see the monster ever. He only comes in during the last, like, 10, 20 minutes. And he barely does anything worthwhile there. The still life, yeah, that's what it's called. The still life of Mary appearing at the end. Sort of cool concept if just, like, it was just good at all. But it wasn't done good at all. You just see her tweaking in the async interrogation room for a few seconds, not answering questions because she's stupid and I hate her, stupid Mary. And then, it cuts to a still life version of her in a backrooms-ized version of the async interrogation room, which, why? Because if that's setting up for a sequel, I'm not gonna go watch it. Why would I watch something that bad ever again? It was trash. I feel horrible saying that, but nothing happened. You start the movie. It looks promising. Oh, so many cool opportunities for seeing different levels. But no, because Kane Pixels only focuses on the one level that he likes, level 0, and nothing else. Because why would he focus on anything else? He's the level 0 guy. He made the bacteria and the async and the writing on the walls. So scary. But it's not scary. It's lazy, it's stupid, and it is uninspired. I could go into... I could open this Roblox studio world, open my Moon Animate, learn to animate over the summer, get some friends to voice act, and make a better movie than he could, using better lighting. If a, I believe, if, if a teen, if a teen could make a better movie than a guy who started off already having 3 models and animation experience and all that cool camera stuff at 16, and making a movie when they're 20, so 4 years of experience. And I am a teen with literally no experience. If I could make a better movie than that, that's sad. I could open up these parts, get these, build massive backroom set, just level after level after level after level after character, give each of them a solid arc and storyline, go over cool, interesting points like the MEG or whatever their name is, and the Fun War, and stuff like that. And I go over that, I could make an absolutely phenomenal movie better than Kane ever could. I hated that so much. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. I feel angry and violated talking about it, because I sat there for 2 hours hoping, praying to whatever screwed up God exists, that just something would happen, and just nothing did. I mean, I'm sitting in my room right now, lights still on, just messing around on my computer, complaining about a movie while everyone else is asleep, because it has me that mad. It had my parents that mad. In my dad's words, Captain Clark just looked like a Muppet. He was a Muppet. That's all he was. A lazy Muppet. There was nothing about him. Nothing ever. Nothing worthwhile, I'm telling you. Just go watch Paint and Dry, bro. It's a better, funner experience. Just like, if you want to watch one of those trash, like, sitcom movies, and laugh with your friends in the theater while joking around, this is the movie for you. But if you want a movie that actually has any good scares, or any actual good ideas that are expanded upon, because Kane, I'm not gonna lie, he had good ideas with the still lifes. He could have done stuff with, like, a weeping angel kind of concept, where the still lifes of the mannequins will come to life and, like, move when you're not looking. He could have acted like the backrooms itself is alive and changes when you're not looking, given that it's already alive and can copy people's memories somehow. Yet he didn't, because why would he? He has no reason to. He's getting paid money. He doesn't care. And if he does care, I'd gladly debate him about it, because, what are you doing, man? Clearly not putting passion into a movie, because that's not what I saw in theaters. What I saw in theaters was a nothing burger. A big fat nothing burger with extra pickles. I hated it with all my being. It was a very lazy movie. They could only afford, like, 2 scare actors, I'm guessing. And the worst part is it's made by a studio that, like, made that one, or is making that one Chris Hansen movie, and made a bunch of other good movies like that. And I think they made the movie where you, like, you put your hand on the stone hand and talk to dead people or whatever. And they made those movies. And then you're like, oh, if they made all that, then the Backrooms movie should just be absolutely phenomenal, right? Wrong. It was trash. And I could not, with a good conscience, recommend anyone ever watch it. And, like, I don't want to make my friends, like, disagree with me, because they actually liked it. But I know why my friend liked it, because he doesn't like all the levels of the Backrooms, and I can sort of agree there. There's way too many levels of the Backrooms. But if you don't like it, then just don't watch stuff about other levels of the Backrooms, and just look for mainly level 0 content. Like, no hate to him, he's goated, he helps make the models that I use for cool stuff, but, like, just don't look at just don't look at any other level stuff, and just look at level 0 instead then, man. don't really know what to tell you. Yeah, like, for some reason, Pirate Clark kills Clark. Don't know why. Acts like he's gonna give him a hug or something, and then just bites into his neck. Bite of 87's him. Stupid concept. Why would he kill him when they're being buddy-buddy and giving each other little butt hugs and touching each other and weird stuff like that over there? Freaking decapitating his workers together. For no reason, by the way. Cat did nothing wrong. I was actually talking to a friend with the movie who already saw it before I went and saw it a few days ago. And he was telling me about the one scene where the two employees die. And I was thinking, wow, that must be a really scary end scene. Nope, it was one of the first scenes you see in the backrooms. And it was the only good scene in the backrooms. Clark spreading his butthole goatee on the camera and just showing his rear would have been more interesting than the movie. I could just whip it out on webcam right now, start helicoptering my penis, and it would have been a more interesting and scary time than that movie. I could walk into a furry convention, waving a bag of dog treats, and throwing them around and watching them run at it like pigeons, and I'd be more scared than watching the Backrooms movie. It was a total disappointment, and I'm being incredibly cruel right now, because it was a horrible movie. I expected so much more from Kane. I'm not even lying. I feel violated talking about it, because what do you mean that you have all this money, all this budget, an amazing studio helping you, and you produce that? Like, what's wrong with you, man? Why? Why couldn't you put out anything worthwhile? It wasn't a good movie. I'll debate people about that whenever they want to, because it was by concept a bad movie. And again, it was supposed to be a slow burn, but there was nothing burning. It's like turning on the air fryer and having nothing in it. Heating up the microwave when nothing's in it. Oh, heating up your oven, but oh, would you look at that? You're not baking or cooking anything today, because there's nothing in there. Nothing burger is the only way you could ever describe that movie. It is a total disappointment to me and probably everyone else who entered that theater, and I feel sorry for them that they needed to walk in and just to watch that. I feel angry for my fellow, like, not customers, but, like, fellow patrons of the movie theater. I feel disgusted. It was a total disappointment. I would have rathered gotten, like, I would have rathered be dropped onto Epstein Island, have a GPS tracker implanted directly into my butt cheeks, just peeled open, and ran away from all the pedophiles and politicians. That would have made for a more fun, interesting, and scary little adventure than that movie was. I feel like they didn't think of anyone who was going to see that movie in the slightest. I feel like their goal was not to make a product worth loving, but it was just to make as much money as possible. And I feel like that's what Kane wanted. I feel like he just wanted to make money and shill out a movie for a bunch of money. Because you can't tell me he put effort into that. There was nothing there. It was the same 4 sets, basically, for the entire first half of the movie. And then you go into some new sets, right? During a chase scene. You only go into those sets once. They never expand on the anything, really. You're sitting there watching nothing happen just over and over for an hour. You feel like you're slowly going insane, but not in the good way the movie makes you want to. You feel like you're going insane because you paid a lot to go to a movie. Movies aren't cheap anymore. And what you see when you sit down and start eating your popcorn isn't a masterpiece of cinema like you were promised it would be. What you watched was a few jesters joking around, throwing their cheeks in circles for you. You didn't see anything worthwhile. I was laughing during parts of the movie. It was more of a comedy. I'm mad. It was not enjoyable. I had zero fun. It was, it was just not a good movie. Like, have you ever been so just unbelievably, like, annoyed or shell-shocked at something? Like, you're watching this movie. Oh, this should be amazing, right? But it's not. It wasn't. It never was. It was just... It was nothing. I feel, like, angry. I really wish that it was a better movie. Like, I feel mad. I feel angry about watching it. I feel like I was a jerk for having my parents come along with me to watch it. That's how bad that movie made me feel. That movie made me feel like an actual jerk for trying to get my parents to come along with me and them agreeing. And they knew about the movie before I did. So they made me feel bad for liking the Backrooms and trusting Kane for that movie. They made me feel like a fool, like I got conned. It was snake oil. It was not a good movie. You'll be sitting there saying, oh boy, I really sure do hope that this movie is just everything I wanted it to be. And at the first glance, you'd be like, it's right, it's such a good movie. Just all that polish, all of those cool effects, all of those cool set designs. But then you get into the actual movie and just, you're looking at 3 or 4 people max walking through hallways and just trying to call each other and say each other's names every 20 minutes. There's probably like 30 lines of dialogue. That script probably fills up a 1 page. And you're sitting there wondering, is this really it? The movie's gotta get good at some point, right? And you're thinking that, and you want to be right. You want to be proven right that Kane knows how to make a movie and that he can actually do something, but then you're proven wrong. There's just nothing there. I feel like one of those evil characters in a movie that, like, will find a little kid and say, hey, your drawing sucks, or something like that, and then, like, knock over their ice cream. But I'm not. I'm a guy who hated a trash movie for being what it was, just absolute trash. I would rather do anything else. I would honestly, if I knew how the movie was, looking back on it, I would have just stayed home. I would have just stayed home. I had almost no fun watching that. The group of idiots that were screaming and playing meme sound effects were one of the only entertaining things about this movie. Otherwise, it was mainly just a disappointment. I really wish I could have loved that movie, because I love the Backrooms as a concept. My mom loved the Backrooms as a concept. She watches people play the games. She loves it. I can't really speak for my dad. I don't know if he likes or cares about the Backrooms, but from what I saw and what he said, he wanted to enjoy the movie, and, he wanted to have it be something, he wanted to have it be something that we like talk about and look back on fondly. But it wasn't. It was something that none of us liked or enjoyed or had fun watching. And like I'd talk to people. I would talk to people about it. I would say, hey, if you don't like seeing any of the levels or monsters or characters that you actually like and that make the backrooms, and you don't like seeing those at all, perfect movie for you. Go ahead, blast away, do whatever the hell you want to, I don't care. But if you're gonna, like, just want to watch a movie and have fun, I wouldn't really recommend seeing it. Like, I feel like such a douche talking like this, but, like, I'm not. I hated the movie, man. I really wish someone just went and told me and just spoiled it for me and said, hey, it's gonna be like this, man. So that way I could say, hey, thanks, bro. And just told my parents how it went, and we all would have just agreed that it wasn't good, and just, we could have stayed home, man. We could have done anything else. We could have watched an actual good movie. We could have rewatched the Sonic movie or something and had an actual fun time, instead of almost all of us falling asleep because of how nothing was going on. I've been talking about this for 47 minutes, and I've probably been repeating myself a whole lot. I'm not even gonna edit this. I'm too tired to edit this. I'm gonna try to post this and then go to bed.